amazing.
Oh,
We should go there,
yeah,
like making Vancouver.
I agree. Bezrat Hashem.
I
What are
have
we?
something with what?
Sorry?
No, continue. What you?
No, I was wondering what we're going to be looking at today.
Oh, so today, Bezrat Hashem, I want to do a small repetition about what we learned before because it's like it's another level about that. I
Yeah.
talked shortly last year about davar charif, meaning if you have
Yeah.
sharp or spicy food, so the halakha is different. And this show I will talk about davar charif, like the sir says in Chazal about like sharp things. And I think that's it this shiur, and maybe next shiur, another level of davar charif, because some say that davar charif it's also about the knife itself, considered even if you use knife even for things that they are not spicy, and for some Ashkenazim even more than that, even the plate that you cut on it. But I think the shiur will be just on like sharp things, like spicy things,
Yeah.
and maybe next year. But if I will feel that people that it's too much, so maybe next year I just will finish with those what's called ta'aruvot, because they are a little bit harder halachot.
Yeah.
And I will continue to, I think, either to talk about like this subject is also not so easy if you do it like deeply. The subject of which vessels or which achshara you do to what. Or I just will really talk about it briefly today. Maybe I will see how it goes, and depends who will be in the shiur. And after that, I think I will go to Bishulei Israel, and it's much easier.
Yeah.
Like Patakum and Bishulei Akum and Chalav Israel after.
Yeah.
And after that, to דברים שיש בהם סכנה. It means everything that have problem halachically because of dangers, and to talk about if the dangerous it's like a real danger or a spiritual danger, and so on.
Cool.
Yeah. And my problem is that I'm tired, and the last week I wake up every day on 3.5, and here now is 10.
Yeah.
And,
long days. Wow.
Yeah.
You coming back tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Tomorrow I will leave here departure at 9. Have a connection in Houston. By the way, Argentina to Houston is I think 13 hours.
Yeah.
Just to Houston. It's like the other side of the world, but down, like south. And I like the culture in South America. I don't know. I have something with South Americans. They're very, in my view, I don't know. I feel that they are warm and I like it. I don't know. I feel good with that.
Hi, that's good.
Yeah. Also at work, at the factory, everyone, hola.
Yeah.
And we had few Portuguese.
Sorry?
We had few Portuguese Jewish worked with us from Brazil. Nice. They went to Paraguay. I didn't understand
a lot of Brazilians go to Paraguay.
And I realized that there is no border, because one of the guys, I don't know, some people have problem with like, going, I don't know, but they just told me that I asked him where. One guy has a passport, he's Jewish, but he have passport that he not allowed to enter Paraguay, but he is allowed to go to Brazil or something. And he's working all the time in Paraguay. He is arriving in Brazil, driving a few hours to Paraguay. He said, I don't know. It's weird how things goes here, but I understood that. Yeah. It's not like Canada and United States, but
no,
they say
it's not like this. It's
yeah.
Everything's a bit of a mess. That's okay.
Yeah.
You sort of just figure it out. And
oh, by the way, we are the only one here?
No. Now Yanai is on.
Yanai?
Looked like it.
Shalom.
Hey.
Shalom.
מה
שמעתי
נשמע?
בסדר. ברוך השם.
טוב לראות אותך.
תודה, 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 גם אותך, אני ממש מתרגש. ינאי
תודה.
הצדיק.
אני מקווה שנלמד יותר ביחד.
בעזרת השם, יאללה, אתה מוזמן מבחינתי, אני מעריך אותך. אתה
תודה
בחור טוב.
רבה.
ומיוחד.
אז מה התוכנית היום?
היום אנחנו נלמד על דבר חריף, בעזרת השם.
אוקיי.
כן, בעזרת השם. למדנו, נעשה חזרה קצרה על... אמרתי לו את זה כבר באנגלית, על מה נדבר, אז זה בסדר. נעשה חזרה על נותנת, על נת ברנת, קצרה, ועל טעם כעיקר, אולי אם יהיה צורך, תלוי מי יגיע, ונדבר על דבר חריף. וזהו, ואולי שיעור הבא נמשיך עוד שלב בדבר חריף, תלוי מה יהיה וכולי.
חבל שפספסתי נת ברנת וטעם כעיקר.
כן, אני חושב שזה הוסבר ברור וטוב. וזהו, ואז אחרי זה כנראה נמשיך לפת עקום, בישולי עקום וחלב עקום אחרי זה בסוף. בעזרת השם.
וואלה.
כן, עכשיו השיעורים יהיו בזום, כאילו, כנראה לתקופה, כי אני לא, כאילו, אני חוזר לוונקובר לכמה ימים, ואני
איפה
טס.
אתה?
אני עכשיו בארגנטינה.
אוקיי. לכשרות או מה?
כשרות, כן.
וואלה.
כן. ואחרי זה אני נוסע לסין. כן, אני חוזר לוונקובר, ואז... חוזר לוונקובר בגלל תשעה באב, הרגשתי שחשוב להיות בתשעה באב בקהילה וזה. קיצור.
וואלה. אז מתי אתה תהיה פה ליותר זמן?
לפני החגים, ולחגים, כל החגים. כן, לפני ראש השנה בטוח. לפני ראש השנה עד הסוף, ודאי, כאילו, לפני ראש השנה, בין ראש השנה, יום כיפור, סוכות, הכל. כן, אני צריך לנסוע, כאילו, קיצור, את השם.
ורציתי גם לשאול אם אפשר ללמוד את ההלכות אפשר לעשות את החזרה ביחד.
יכול להיות, יש מצב. יש מצב שאתה חזרה סופית, כן, יש סיכוי. יש מצב, כן.
בטוח שיכולים לעשות יותר בעיון, אבל בשתי כיתות, טעם כעיקר ונת ברנת, זה מדהים.
כן, התחושה שלי זה שהרבה מהחבר'ה שמגיעים כאילו שפה, מדובר על, אני חושב שהרמת משכל הכללית בקנדה היא גבוהה. כל הנושא זה האם אנשים מכירים את החומר התורני או לא, אבל הרמת משכל גבוהה, זאת אומרת, בן אדם יכול להבין מורכבות. כל הנושא זה פשוט להכיר, צריך שיסבירו לו את הרעיון, ברור, פשוט, אבל אנשים, לא מדובר באנשים, קוראים לזה מן הנווה מאחר הצאן, כאילו ברועי צאן, זה כאילו אנשים, כל אחד ותפקידו וזה, זה אנשים שרגילים לחשוב, רק צריך פשוט להנגיש את זה, זהו. רות עליהן. I think I don't know what's happened today. I don't know where is everyone. Baruch, I don't know what's happened. Maybe we changed day. I don't know. Last time we were 10. I don't know where, right?
מחר, what's tomorrow?
It could be just because of the change of day.
Could be.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so let's learn together us. Okay? Good. If you have a question or something to understand, feel much more free because we're basically just four of us.
Are we looking at, should I get something out?
מה אליהו, מה רצית?
שאלתי האם את רוצה להתחיל פשוט, נכון? לא יודע איפה כולם.
כן, נראה לי פשוט סתם, אתה יודע, זה לא כיף בזום.
כן. דעת למה זה לא כיף בזום, כי אין אוכל של רות.
כן, נכון.
אתה תבוא פעם אחת, תראה מה זה אוכל, עכשיו אין את זה, עכשיו זה רק תורה, עכשיו זה מראה לי באמת ללמוד, אבל אחרי זה באים אוכלים אוכל טעים של אשתי.
אז בעזרת השם, שנה הבאה.
כן, בעזרת השם. ברוך,
כן.
you are okay with doing a repetition of tam keikar fast, of tam keikar not, because I think
Yeah, of course.
it's everything built on each other. So
Yeah.
we will do the repetition about the things, okay?
Yeah.
And for you too,
Okay.
to make, I will make it a little bit faster, but because
Okay.
it's at the end, it's one thing, and it's not something that we can start somewhere, and I think it's good to be able to remember it.
Should I bring Shulchan Aruch or something, or should I just listen?
I think just to listen, because I'm not. You will see. I took that time. I used. It's, by the way, helped me a lot with the English. Like most of the words, for me, it's a good English things. I used a little bit how Tzuvim Rabbanan built it, and I like the way, so I will use it. I definitely will add, things, and like all the time it's like that, but I will try to get the structures of them. I think they did a good job. So like that. So let's start from the beginning about that. The Torah said. So the first thing we need to learn before everything, a repetition, is Baruch. You remember where is the source from the Torah of if you got the taste of the forbidden thing, it's like you ate the forbidden thing itself?
From the Nazir with the raisin in the water.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. So the Gemara in Pesachim, the Gemara said, the pasuk of Nazir said, "V'chol mishrat anavim lo yishte v'anavim lachim v'yiveshim lo yochel." Exactly like you said. If you're not allowed even to drink the water that had the grapes inside it. And the Gemara learned from that. The Gemara said, "Mikan lomdim lechol Torah kula." The Gemara said, from that case, you learn to all the Torah that if you got the taste of the forbidden thing, it can be like at the case of the Torah, Nazir that got the taste of grapes. It can be orla, kil'ei kerem, everything that is forbidden. It's not just basar b'chalav or kosher or not kosher. Everything that is forbidden, if you got the taste of it, it's like you ate the thing itself. And the Gra explained there is machloket about that. Some hold that it's real limud, like basically the Gemara says that is the Oraita, and some hold that is just a smachta be'alma, not going more than that, but some understood it's a real Doraita. I can say that many understood like that, and some understood that it's just the Rabbanan. Now, after that, we learned about what happened when we got mixed. So we know if we have a taste of, like, we know for sure that if a person, for example, like what we said, if a person cooked rice with shrimps, many shrimps, and the rice, all the rice have a taste of a shrimp, and you eat now the rice and you definitely taste a shrimp, with no doubt. So according to many, the Gemara said you're not allowed because you got the taste. It's like you ate the thing itself. This is clear in the Gemara. Now the question starts when you have mixtures. So how we deal with that? So we said the Gemara in Zvachim said Amar Rava, Amur Rabbanan betama ve'amur Rabbanan beruba. Min b'she'eno mino betama, min b'mino beruba. As Rava said like that, if it's min b'she'eno mino, what is min b'she'eno mino? Somebody remember? Min b'she'eno mino.
Like shrimp with chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. Min b'she'eno mino, yeah, it's when it's two different tastes. So we go in by the taste. If there is, it's very easy because you eat the chicken or a non-Jew eat the chicken, taste the chicken. If you don't have a taste of a shrimp, so it's okay, because we said the whole problem is when you got the taste of the non-kosher, it's like you ate the non-kosher thing. But if you don't have the taste, you don't have the taste. But this is easy because the tastes are different. But what will be the case if you have kosher chicken mixed with non-kosher chicken together? They're both the same taste. How can I know if you have the taste or not, or what is how it's ratio? We said is the word, right?
Yeah.
So So on that Gemara in Zvachim, the Gemara said, if it's min bemino, we go in by ruba, meaning rov. It's like what is most of it, something like that.
Majority.
Yeah.
Majority. Yeah,
Majority.
thank you very much. Now we have another Gemara. I will read. The Gemara said, Rav Shmuel da'amrit Ravayu kol isurim shebatorah beminan b'mashu shelo beminan benoten tam. So Rav Shmuel holds that if it's beminan, if it's the same thing, you don't go by the majority. Even if you have a little bit b'mashehu, it's forbidden. It's asur. If it's not the same taste, they both agree that you go by the taste. The only disagreement is when it's the same thing. And Rabbi Yochanan וריש לקיש דאמרת רוויו, כל איסורים שבתורה, בין במינן, בין שלא במינן, בנותן טעם. And we also said that some hold that when the Gemara said you need to go, you need 60, all those kind of things. So we said that some says it's just the Rabbanan thing. Like according to the Torah, all the time you go by the majority. But Chazal said you need 160 if it's liquid and so on and so on. The Ran holds and some holds that is just the Rabbanan things. We talk about that too. And we brought down the Shulchan Aruch, how the Shulchan Aruch, Siman Kuftet, the Shulchan Aruch is posek, that I will read the Shulchan Aruch, חתיכה שאינה ראויה להתכבד, שנתערבה באחרות מין במינו יבש ביבש, חד ביתרי בטיל. The Shulchan Aruch said, if we have min bemino, the Shulchan Aruch took the lenient approach. He said, if it's min bemino, the same thing, and it's not liquid, is yavesh beyavesh, it's dry, so you go by the majority. Basically, if you have one not good and two good, one non-kosher, two kosher, it's okay, even halacha lemaaseh, meaning the Shulchan Aruch holds like that, even miderabanan. Then the Shulchan Aruch, if it's mixed, it's okay. And but just we need to have not chaticha ruya leitkabed. We talked about that also in short. We didn't go for that deeply. The Gemara said, and Shulchan Aruch brought it down, Kuf, I think in Siman Kuf or Kuf Aleph, something like that, that Chazal said if you have a piece that is very special and you can serve it to good people or something as it is, so it's considered chaticha while it kabed according to everyone. In that case, and it's not ratio by the majority because it's special. So the Shulchan Aruch said, take it to the side. Let's say it's just normal piece, and it's dry. You go 1 by 2. This halacha or those kind of thing are apply many times in kashrut things. Like the example that it's I think the most common that I saw is on slaughterhouses when they slaughter chickens. So in some slaughterhouse, I started in a few times, a few places in the world, in Israel they also do it, they try to have 3 shochatim, 3 slaughter people, and we call it on the line, we say in Hebrew, ala line, like on the place where they stand and they're slaughtering. And what is the reason why they prefer to have 3 and not 2? Because nowadays they don't check the knife. Nobody check the knives of chickens between one to another. They're relying on the Rama and Siman Yudchet. And if after the slaughter you find a b'gima, something that makes the knife not kosher, and it's basically said that all what you slaughtered, it's not kosher. So till when you checked it, like you check the knife, you slaughter for half an hour, you slaughtered 500 chickens, and after half an hour you check the knife, you saw you have a b'gima, and the knife it's not kosher. So basically you need to throw it to the garbage, not to the garbage. You need to make it not kosher, the whole 500. So what they are doing, they are bringing 3 shochatim all the time, and if you find b'gima, you say, oh, it's 1, then 3, so it's Rashi by the majority. If it's correct or not correct, I can go deeper into that to explain you the problems, why it's not, why it's yes, but this is what they are doing in many places, and it's go to the lower level of kashrut. Basically, it's go to the basic kosher. This is how they do it in Israel. It's go to the basic kosher, but not just in Israel. I was in Europe, they also did it like this. But it's built on that at the end, let's say you had 3 people slaughtered, each one slaughtered 500, one of them had a problem in the knife, so it's ratioed by the majority, like what we learned here, and it's min bemino, it's the same taste, both of them are chicken, and what is also important here, and it's not chaticha ruya litkabed. Everyone agree, also the Rama, that a chicken with the feather, you said? With the feather and with the blood and how it is just after you slaughter it, like that, it's not chaticha ruya litkabed. You can't serve it to a person, to important person to eat like that. You need to clean it, take out the feather, maybe cook it, because not cooked meat is, in bracket, it's a different machloket. But when it's not just not cooked, it's not ready at all, everyone agree that it's considered chaticha she'ena reuya litkabed. You want me to explain to you a little bit more about this specifically case? You're interested about that? Like to understand, like, so because if this is the halacha, so what's the problem with that? Do you want to think?
I'm interested. I don't know what Baruch or Stanley or Ruth.
Okay. So
also, can I ask a question on that?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Would a safek come into play as well? Because you're not sure if when the knife became pagum.
True too, yeah.
Say again?
It's also true. Yeah, it's true. 100% true. It's a little bit complicated to Gia if it's considered safek or not, because there is chazakah. So when we have chazakah of what's called chazkat isur of the chicken, that is ever min achai and so on. Interesting. You can see shach in Pri Megadim and Siman Yudchet Seif Aleph.
Okay.
About if you found pgima, if it's considered like vadai nevela or safek nevela, this is the beginning, and after that, Siman Seif Yud Aleph and so on. So, but in general, yes, it's some say it's a fact. It's do go, but it's much deeper to go so much to that. But a little bit before. So generally, it should be perfect. We said the halacha said the ratio it's 1 and 2. Okay. So I am telling you that in Israel, it's go to a basic kosher level and not to the higher level. And the question is why it's not go to the higher level? What's the problem? It's 1 and 2, and it's not chaticha ruya litkabed. What's the problem?
And according to these words, according to the Mechaber, it seems to be even lechatchila. It's fine.
But we are not talking about here about lechatchila. Like it happens.
No?
Yeah, this is the point. That you. Yeah, this is the point. Yeah, exactly. That you going. So the problem is, we're not allowed to be mevatel lekatchila according to everyone. You're not allowed to take piece of a pig and to put it in the chunt and to say, okay, it's less than 160, so it's okay, right? This is everyone agree. You're not allowed to be mevatel lekatchila, okay? Yeah. And so the thing here, the complicated thing here, like that is like that. Some said, look, the halacha said you must check the knife when you slaughter between each one. Okay? So basically you said, I will not check the knife between each one, and I will wait after 500 chickens, and I will check on the end, and if it will be problematic, if I will have b'dima, no problem. It will be mixed up, and I have 3 shochatim, and it will be ratioed on a majority. Okay? Some said it's considered like you mevatel isur lekatchila, like you do it purposely. And some others said, look, generally, we do not have b'gimot. So when I didn't check between one to another, I didn't know that I will have bgima, and I said purposely I will ratio it. I will mix it up. No, I assumed that Bezrat Hashem everything will be good. The knife will be good. Something happened. By the way, it's happened not so often that we have a real bgimot, like because the knife nowadays are very good. The material are very good. So they say if it's happened, I didn't plan to it. This is basically the argument. So we don't make it as a higher level kashrut. It's go to the what's called to rabbanut kasher. This is in bracket about what we learned of min bemino batel. Now,
זה רבנות ראשית או רבנות מהדרין גם? You said רבנות.
Rabbanut kimat in Israel almost it's a little bit more political question in Israel. In Israel,
Yeah.
Rabbanut me'adrin, Rabbanut it's almost the same. And I don't know if there is even Rabbanut normal. Most of the time when you go, most of the places I was in my life, I need to check it, but most of the places they all the time say Rabbanut me'adrin. It's like this is the name of it, like me'adrin.
The
You know what I
one,
mean?
I don't want to interrupt, but what I was reading was, I mean, why I was asking, because you have on the ground knowledge, but that Rabbanut Rashit, according to what I've read, relies on a lot of Bedievit versus, well, Mehadrin.
On the paper, you're right, but I said the differences are very small. There is, but not so often. And also, I don't remember a place. I said I need to check it out. But in the places I was, I don't remember Rabbanut Ragil, like a normal Rabbanut and Shchita. They all the time said Mehadri. What I remember. But I need to check it out if they have places, but I don't think so. Like I don't think so. Most of the time, what I remember, they all the time said Rabbanut Mehadrin unless something happened, something really happened. And when I was there, it's happened. It's not happened so oftenly. It was almost 11 years ago. It was on the slaughterhouse before Pesach when they have pgima, because normally it doesn't go to that level because most of the pgimot are not clear that they are pgimot. They have different disagreement what's considered pgima. So when it comes to a huge when you have to say about a lot of money, yeah, so you go from that rabbi to the other rabbi till one said it's not pgima. This is how it was there. So so you need to go to a situation that it's a real pgima, but this is have more to do with ilchot shchita now to understand what is pgimot. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I will jump about noten tam lifgam. Noten tam lifgam. Noten tam lifgam maybe it's important, in very short. Noten tam lifgam. It was somebody want to explain what is noten tam lifgam from one of here. Who remember and wants to explain or knows? Noten tam lifgam. Baruch.
Something that gives a spoiled, not flat, taste.
Flavor.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Something that brings us not good taste. A negative taste. Yeah. And this is
actually it's ruined the taste. Like you don't want it there.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is not make it not kosher. So the only when you have mixed things and the thing is have a bad taste, it doesn't make it not kosher. If you have cockroaches fall to your dish and you took out the cockroaches and you don't have 160, so if you want to put it in a garbage, put it in the garbage, disgusting. But if you want to eat it, so after you took out the cockroaches and you don't have the cockroach, and the only thing you have a little bit of taste of it, because it's considered a bad taste, like people act about it as a bad taste, so it's called Tentan Nifgam. Chazal didn't say it's forbidden, and we need to know that for many things, for Ben Yomo that we learn, and for many other things, because the only problem is when it's brought a good taste to the mixture, but when the taste is a rotten taste, is okay. So this is have to do with the basic understanding of what is Ben Yomo and not Ben Yomo. So Ben Yomo, it means on this day, and not Ben Yomo, it's not from that day. So for example, if you use a vessel a week ago, so even if it's got a taste of something, after a day and more than a day, the taste become bad generally. And if the taste is bad, is noten ta'am nifgam, and noten ta'am nifgam is okay, b'diavad. Like, I mean, after the fact, we talked about it. I think the word diavad, people use it different a little bit sometimes nowadays.
But that's also why soap comes into play, right?
What?
Soap.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Soap come to place that if you put soap, some said even if you do it on the same 24 hours, so it's making it Tentan Nifgam because it's also got the taste of the soap. So even if 24 hours didn't pass, so some said it's also considered Tentan Nifgam. This is the reason of it behind. So let's go back again to what we learned last week. Now we are on Nat Barnat, understanding the basic thing of Nat Barnat. I think we are in good time because we are a little bit, so we can go. We got the all smartest brains here. So, okay. Now, Nat Barnat. Somebody remember what is Nat Barnat in short? Want to explain for us what is Nat Barnat? And after that, I will go to the sources.
Taste of a taste.
Chawad.
We didn't hear
Baruch.
you, Baruch.
Baruch.
Oh, it's a taste of a taste.
Taste of a taste. Thank you very much. So, meaning, at the beginning, we talked about a direct taste. You cooked shrimps with rice, for example, like we said. The rice got the taste of a shrimp, and it's a direct taste. But if you cooked shrimps and the pot got a taste of a shrimps, and after that you cook rice in the same pot, so the rice got taste from the pot, meaning a taste from a taste, like you said, and it's a different story halachically. So maybe the example that I gave, it's not so good because I would prefer to talk about Nat Barnat of Basar B'Chalav, because Nat Barnat of Isurim is a different thing. We will talk now about Nat Barnat and Basar B'Chalav, but it's the same idea. You cooked meat in a pot. After that, you cooked rice, and you want to eat this rice with dairy. Or you mixed it already with dairy. Okay? The same, Nat Barnat. Okay, so let's see again the Thursdays about that. And
Where did you cook the rice? In the meat pot?
yeah, you cook the rice in the meat pot. And then you want to eat the rice with dairy. Or you want other example, you cooked omelet on the frying pan and you want to eat this omelet with dairy, or we do it we have this case with shakshuka, or any other case you want to think of. You really used and I'm talking about even a ben yomo right now, but we will see after. This shiur should be like second step after that when it's not ben yomo. So let's see the Gemarot about that. The Gemara said, Baruch, you remember the source?
Off the top of my head, no. For which, sorry?
For the beginning of Nat Barnat, where the Gemara, what the Gemara said, and after that we have three approach. You remember?
Oh, right. I forget where it's from, but then starts with Rashi, and then it goes to.
Okay, so I will say I will say the Gemara, and after that you will say Rashi and whatever. So the Gemara said like that. Good. The Gemara said Itmar.
Right.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
you have a twin.
Yeah.
what is it?
Is that the evil twin
know.
or?
Okay. There is another Rabbi Eliahu Barzilai.
Cool.
Say hi. Maybe we look the same.
I open it from my iPad.
Oh, okay.
I'll change my name.
It's okay. Okay. The Gemara said like that, Itmar. דגים שעלו בקערה, רב אמר אסור לאוכלן בכותח, ושמואל אמר מותר לאוכלן בכותח. רב אמר אסור נותן טעם, ושמואל אמר מותר נותן טעם, בר נותן טעם. אמר חזקיה משום אביי, הלכתה דגים שעלו בקערה, מותר לאוכלן בכותח. So the Gemara said like that, if you have a fish that was moved from a bowl or something like that, I hope is the correct translation. Let's see how they say. It was if a fish was removed from the fire and placed still hot in a bowl. This is how they explain and translate. So Rav said you're not allowed to eat it with kutach. Kutach. Somebody remember what is kutach or know what is kutach?
The that thing. You said it's disgusting.
It sounds disgusting for me how the Gemara explained. It's like if I remember correctly, Rashi said three, like how to say one in
Oh yeah,
three.
all the salt.
Yeah, salt, old bread, milk, something. I don't know. This is where I think somewhere I saw Rashi explained like that kutach somewhere, and but it's brought down many times in halacha. This is the way how they say basically dairy. Was a very famous dish, dairy one. So they just tell you kutach. So kutach, it means dairy. So you have. So Rav said, if those fish were removed from a bowl of meat, you're not allowed to eat it with kutach, meaning with dairy. And Shmuel said you're allowed. Rav said you're not allowed because you got a taste of a meat. And Shmuel said, no, it's not a taste of a meat. It's a taste of a meat. It's noten tam, bar noten tam. So this why is okay. And this is the bottom line of the Gemara. אמר חזקיה משום אביי, הלכתה דגים שעלו בקערה, מותר לאוכלם בכותח. Okay, Chizkiah said that the bottom line is if you had fish that were removed from the bowl, you're allowed to eat it with kutach, meaning with milk. By the way, this is almost very clear source that it's allowed to eat fish with dairy, but it's on a bracket. But we'll talk about that we talked about that already, but we will, Bezrat Hashem, in few shiurim in a huge, from not just about that, but about all the dvarim by mishum sakana. It's a little bit deeper, and this is like a small part of it. But here it's very clear. Like Gemara said, the dagim shalu bekara, you're not allowed, but if not, you're allowed. Like the whole thing is you had problem of meat. If you're not allowed to eat fish with dairy, so what is all the discussion about? Now we have the three approach how to understand this Gemara. Okay, first approach, Baruch. If you remember, just feel free. I'm not trying to bother. It just depends. If you remember Rashi, what Rashi said.
Rashi took the most lenient approach. He basically just said, "Have at it." Those are my words.
Okay, but you're correct. We have this approach, but just not Rashi. The Rashi was the strength one.
Oh yeah.
Rashi is the most strength one. Rashi said, I will read, Davka alu sharu, אבל אם נתבשלו אסור דקיחת טעם הכחפים. Yeah. Rashi said, when is the case? Just when you just replaced it on a plate. But when you cooked it on a meat pot, no, you're not allowed because you got a taste. You cooked it together. This is Rashi. Mm-hmm. At the other side, we have Rash Baran and few other more. The Beit Yosef brought him down that they said that doesn't matter if you cook, you roast, you just you replaced it all option, because the parv thing didn't got direct taste from the meat or from the dairy. Basically, it was too not barnat, so you allowed to eat it with dairy or vice versa. So if you cooked meat in a pot, after that you cooked rice, you're allowed to eat this rice with dairy, or the opposite. If you cooked dairy thing in a pot and after that you cooked rice, you're allowed to eat this rice with
me too.
meat. Yeah. So this is what I said. The Bet Yosef brought Rashba and Ran. They are the lenient approach. And the middle we have the Rosh. The Rosh made a distinction between cooking.
Roasting.
Perfect. The Rosh said, Shalom, Stan. The Rosh said, you remember, you want you to explain the Rosh? You remember, Baruch? If somebody remember, feel free. I like it.
Well, isn't it that cooking, it transfers it into whatever the medium is inside it, whereas roasting, because it's a direct, it...
Correct, 100%. Correct. So the Rosh said, we have a difference between roasting and cooking. He said, if you cook something, it's not just not barnat, it's not barnat, or it's meaning, if you had, the example we gave last time, it's French fries. So you cooked meat on the pot, okay? After that, basically, the meat brought taste to the pot. Now, you put oil in the pot, and inside the oil, you put the potatoes. So the meat brought taste to the pot. This is first taste directly. After that, the pot brought taste to the oil, not to the French fries. This is how the Rosh understood. So this is not barnat. And 3 steps, the oil brought taste to the French fries. So the Rosh said, in that case, the Gemara said it's okay. But if you roast it, so it's second, it's not third, so this is a problem. So we have 3 approaches here how to understand the Gemara. According to Rashi, if you cooked it, you're not allowed, just in a case that you just replaced it. And according to the other Rishonim, Rashba and Ran, doesn't matter. If you cooked or you roasted, all option, because it's not a direct taste, it's okay. And according to the Rosh, it depends. If you cooked, it's okay because it's 3 tastes. And if you roasted just 2, it's not enough. Okay, those one, the 3 Rishonim we learned. Now let's see the Shulchan Aruch and the Rama, how they are poskim. The Shulchan Aruch in Siman Tzadik Hey, Seif Aleph, the Shulchan Aruch said, I will read, דגים שנתבשלו או שניצלו בקדרה של בשר רחוצה יפה, שאין שום שומן דבוקה, מותר לאוכלם בכותח משום דהווה נותן טעם, בר נותן טעם, דהיתר. ואם לא הייתה רחוצה יפה, אם יש בהמה שעל פני הקדרה יותר מ1 ב-60 בדגים, אסור לאוכלם בכותח. So Shulchan Aruch said like that. The Shulchan Aruch said, basically, if you had fish that were cooked or roasted in a pot or in a vessel of a meat that was washed properly, so you're allowed to eat it with dairy, even ideally. And if it's not was washed properly and you had pieces of fat on the vessel, so it's ratioed in 160. If you had more than 160, you said more than 160 or less than 160, how it works? If you have more than 160, it's okay, or if you have less than 160, it's okay, how it works in English? What?
Can I?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, if it's one, what I know what you're saying, but I don't know how it works in English.
Okay. So can you repeat? Sorry, what was it you're trying to figure out?
How do you, 1/50th would be a problem. 1/70th would be okay.
Yeah.
Is that so?
So if you have,
So if you have less than 160 or if you have more than 160, it's okay. How do you say it in English?
I guess less
yeah.
than 160. I guess less than 160.
Because if you have 1 in 50, it's not good. If you have 1 in 70, it's good.
You would need to say if you have less. Yeah, less
because
than.
it's less at the smaller number.
Yeah.
But,
like the piece of the problem is less, you mean? Like when you say if you ratioed it, So if you have more than, in Hebrew, it will go if you have more than 160, meaning if the thing it's more, like
Then
you
it's
have even
okay.
1 in 70 or 1 in 100, so it's okay. But if it's less, so it's not good because you don't have, because there are,
Yeah.
you
So if
understood
it's
what I
less
mean.
than 160, it's not okay.
It's not okay, yeah. Like
Yeah.
if you have 1 in 50, so it means you have more
We'll
problematic
focus
things.
on the negative.
Yeah. So the Shulchan Aruch said, if the vessel was clean, it's very interesting. Like this is, we will see now the Shulchan Aruch and the Rama will understand how the parv things goes. Like in my house, we almost didn't have, I don't remember so many parv vessels. It started because of that. We will see it here. So according to Shulchan Aruch, you allowed even ideally to do this nat barnat if you cooked, if it's clean, not a problem at all. If it's not clean, so you need to have more than 160. And if you have less, so it's a problem because you have a real meat inside. You have like pieces there.
Yeah.
So this is the Shulchan Aruch. But the Rama is more strict. The Rama said like that. The Rama said, ויש מחמירים בצלייה ובישול לאסור נותן טעם בר נותן טעם. The Rama said some had the custom to be strict and to say that if you roast or you cook, even nat barnat is asur. And the Rama said, and the custom והמנהג לאסור לכתחילה, ובדיעבד מותר בכל עניין. The custom was ideally not to do it, basically to be חושש for Rashi. Maybe Rashi is correct. And if you did it already, so we are relying on the Rashba and the Ran and the Rosh and so on. And the Rama said, and the Rama continue, ודווקא לאכול עם חלב והבשר עצמו, אבל יתנן בכלי שלהם מותר לכתחילה וכן נהגו. The Rama said, if you cooked rice on a meat pot, so ideally don't eat it with milk, according to the Rama. Now, you're not allowed to eat it with milk, but if you just want to put it in a dairy vessel, the Rama said it's okay. Like don't take it so far. וכן לא נתבשלו או ניצלו תחילה, רק עלו בכלי של בשר, מותר לאוכלן עם חלב עצמו, וכן להפך. He said, but if you didn't cook this rice or fish in a meat pot, you just replaced it there, so you're allowed to eat it with dairy according to everyone, because this is clear Gemara. This is even according to Rashi. Yes, the only problem we have when you cooked it, so Rashi holds it's a problem. So we had, the Shulchan Aruch said, ideally, you're allowed to use nat barnat. The Rama said, ideally, you're not allowed, b'diavad, after the fact, you do allow. Do you remember the problematic we had of understanding what is ideally and what is b'diavad in our case? Somebody remember, one of us? Feel free. Ruth, you're also part if you remember.
In our case, as in, what do you mean?
So we know now that the Shulchan Aruch, we understood the Gemara, we understood the three approach in the Rishonim. Now that we know the Shulchan Aruch said ideally you're allowed to do nat barnat, the Rama said ideally you're not allowed to do nat barnat. Now the question was, what is lekatchila and what is b'diavad in our case? For example,
Like if we're talking about the
happens after
mixing
the
or we're
fact?
talking about the eating?
Yeah.
Perfect. Meaning, let's say we said lekatchila you're allowed to do it ideally. It means that if you cooked already rice in a meat pot, you allowed ideally to eat it with milk, or even more than that, you allowed ideally to use a meat pot for cooked rice. Okay? So the Shach understood that lekatchila means you cooked rice. Okay? You cooked already in a meat pot because you thought maybe you will eat it with meat. Now, right now we don't have any problem. The problem didn't start. So this have nothing to do with the lekatchila and b'diavad, because you cooked it. If you want to cook rice in a meat pot, nobody said it's a problem. Do whenever you want to eat it, eat it. The problem starts when you want to mix it with milk. So we said, now if you want to take this rice and mix it after you have a rice and mix it with milk, so ideally, according to Shulchan Aruch, you're allowed to do. According to the Rama, ideally you're not allowed. If it was mixed already, you're allowed to eat it. But the Shach said, to take, you want to eat rice with milk. Now to take your meat pot, cook rice with it, because you want after that to mix that with that, this is the shach hole that even according to the Shulchan Aruch you're not allowed to do. Okay? And at the other hand, Rav Ovadia understood that ideally it means to cook it, to take your meat pot and to cook the rice. And if you cooked already the rice, even though you didn't mix it already with milk yet, this is considered b'diavad because you cooked it already. Now, what you can do, your plan, you want to eat it with dairy. Now it's cooked already. It's considered b'diavad. Okay, so it's argument how to understand the Rama and the Shulchan Aruch. Kaf HaChaim ben Ish Chai and Shach, Kaf HaChaim ben Ish Chai, they were Sfaradim. They were also strict about that. They say we're following Shulchan Aruch Sfaradim. Okay, but they understood like the Shach. They understood that lekatchila means after you cook the rice, you allow according to Shulchan Aruch to mix it with milk, and according to the Rama, you're not allowed just if it was mixed. But ideally, to take a meat vessel to cook something to eat it with milk, according to the Kaf HaChaim and Ben Ish Chai, and definitely Shach and so on, you're not allowed. But Rav Ovadia, and definitely Rav Ovadia brought down many Achronim, Rav Ovadia all the time is like that. Rav Ovadia and many more, they understood that ideally means to use the vessel, and b'diavad means after you cooked it already. We're talking about the vessel basically, and this is the bottom line about this halacha. Now, two things important to comment here. First thing is all nat barnat, all the heter of nat barnat reply just for basar b'chalav. Not reply, applies to basar b'chalav, and not for non-kosher thing. It's a different thing. When it's basar b'chalav, it's more lenient. It's considered nat barnat de hetera, it's called. So when we have the leniency of nat barnat, it's just nat barnat de hetera. When the both things were kosher, and you got taste of a kosher thing. But if it's shrimps, or like non-kosher thing, so we do not have this leniency of nat barnat. This is first comment, important to know. The second comment is that everything we talked now on the nat barnat talks about ben yomo. We're talking about you took a meat, you cooked a meat in a vessel, now a few hours later, you want to, and you wash it without of soap, a few hours later, you want to cook rice, and after that to eat the rice with milk. This is all what we talked till now. If it's not ben yomo, it's more lenient, like it's more easy halachically. Now, somebody wants to ask any question about that. I want to go on another. This is what we learned basically, and I think it was very important repetition. Those halachot, it's not something we can get in 1 or 2 times even. Yeah, ta'aruvot. Somebody has a question?
So wait, first, what was the case with the nitbashlu? You cook meat, then you cook rice, and where is this? And when is the milk being added with this cooking?
You took out the rice from the pot. Now you want to eat it with you want to eat it with cheese.
So,
I don't know.
So that it's the milk isn't being cooked in the same. It's the alu. It's a case of alu, not nitbashlu.
Correct. It's but even when alu. So what you mean alu? Alu at the end or alu also at the beginning? So according to Rashi, you make it more clear. According to Rashi, you never cooked it with the same pot. But according to the Rashba and the other Rishonim, if you cooked the rice you really cooked it on the meat pot, it's okay. But after that, you don't cook it. After that, you just take out this thing you cooked, fish, rice, doesn't matter what, this parv thing, and now you want to eat it with dairy. So they say you allowed, and like we saw, the according to Shulchan Aruch, you're allowed to do it ideally. According to the Rama, ideally you need to Bichoshesh for Rashi, and B'diavad you allowed. And like I said, all this apply on Ben Yomo. Right?
אבל אם זה, according to the Rama, he says לכתחילה נתבשלו וניצלו, זה אסור.
Right.
But here it's just being added to a dish. So is that not a distinction?
No, it's was cooked, meaning like that.
Between...
You cooked, you took a vessel, you cooked a meat inside, and after that you cooked the fish in this vessel. You not just replaced it there. You cooked it there,
yes.
And after you cooked it, you want to eat it with milk. So according to the Rama, because according to Rashi, this is not the interpretation of the Gemara. So, and according to Rashi, this case, the Sur to the Rama is Choshesh for Rashi, ideally, and not B'diavad. Okay, now new step for us. Now we're going to Ben Yomo. So, according to Shulchan Aruch, we do not have any problem we don't need to go those second step. This second step, it's basically goes for Ashkenazim, because for Sephardim, and definitely according to the Rav Ovadia, even if you have a Ben Yomo pot of a meat, you allowed to cook. You want to eat omelet with your plan is to make omelet, and you want to eat it with bread with cream cheese. Okay, so according to the Rav Ovadia, even if it's Ben Yomo, you don't have any problem. Just take any fry pan you have, either if it's milk or meat, doesn't matter. Make your egg. And after that, you take out the egg, you eat it whenever you want, because it's not barnat, and according to Shulchan Aruch, not barnat also lekatchila. And Rav Ovadia understood that lekatchila it means even to cook. Okay, so according to Rav Ovadia, it's very simple. But according to the Rama said lekatchila you're not allowed to do it. So what will be the case if the vessel is not ben yomo? Okay, Baruch.
It should be even simpler.
Yeah, should be simpler. Yeah. So we'll go now. We'll see what the Rama have to say about that. And it's also important to us when we will come to the Var Charif, because in the Var Charif, Sephardim are also more strict, and when it will come to not ben yomo, it will change the thing. But when it's not a spicy thing, I said again, according to the Rav Ovadia, very simple, very easy, do whatever you want. Now, the Rama said like that. The Rama said, tzadikei הלכה ב', וכן אם היה כלי שנתבשלו או ניצלו בו לפגם, שלא היה בן יומו, נוהגים היתר לכתחילה לאוכלו עם המין השני. The Rama said like that. If it's not ben yomo, and so basically it means noten tam nifgam, it doesn't brought a good taste of the meat, so you allowed to eat it with dairy or vice versa. So if you took so if it's not ben yomo, you're allowed to do it even lekatchila. This is what the Rama said. Okay, now we're going to the same problem. When the Rama said you're allowed to do it lekatchila, Rama said if it's not ben yomo, you're allowed to do it lekatchila. It means what? It means you allowed to take a basari vessel to cook, basari vessel that you cooked, I don't know, meat a few days ago, to cook omelet that you plan to eat it with meat, with milk, or just if you cooked already the milk, you allowed lekatchila to mix it up. The same argument of understanding that we had basically before. Also according to the Ashkenazim. Okay, so the Rama said if it's according to Shulchan Aruch, even if it's ben yomo, you allowed lekatchila. According to the Rama, if it's ben yomo, you're not allowed lekatchila. And the Rama said if it's not ben yomo, you allowed also lekatchila. What does it mean lekatchila? The same problem. You got it or not? Or you're tired?
I'm following.
Okay. So Chochmat Adam said that Chochmat Adam said even if your vessel is not ben yomo, ideally don't cook parv things. Yeah, مش bad?
It's a problem.
Yeah, don't do it ideally, meaning to cook it ideally. But the Gra hold that even ideally you're allowed to do, because he said all the problem of he said all the problem of maybe I think I will jump his reason. That the Gra is disagree, and the Gra hold that ideally means, like we said before, according to the Rav Ovadia, basically, that you allowed even ideally to use your meat vessel to cook, carve things, to eat it with dairy after that, if your meat vessel is not ben yumo. Okay? So if the vessel is not ben yumo, he brought down here Ashkenazi Kashrut book that he said that if you have a meat vessel that it's not ben yumo, ideally don't cook parve things to eat it with dairy, even if it's not ben yumo, unless if you did it already or if you do not have other vessels you need it. You just shat adchak, like you don't have other vessel or any other cases. But if you have the option, just use parve things or dairy. Okay, like don't use meat. And what I saw in my life that yes, Ashkenazim, I don't saw Ashkenazim mixing so much dairy and meat and those kind of things.
That's the conclusion that you just said.
That's the conclusion. Yeah, that's the conclusion. So according to the Ashkenazim, if it's you're not allowed to do it ideally, definitely. If it's not like b'diavad, yes. If it's b'diavad, you're allowed to eat, but to do it ideally, no. And now if it's not ben yumo, it's disagreement with Ashkenazim. What I saw in my life that Ashkenazim, and also this is what Brown is in the Kashrut, that ideally they are chosheshim for the Chayei Adam, that to even ideally doesn't mean to cook. Meaning if you cooked, you're allowed to mix it, but not to cook. Ideally with parve thing in a meat things to eat it with dairy, unless you don't have enough vessels or you don't have vessel or shatat chak or any other cases, or b'diavad, after the fact it's definitely okay. Even ben yumo. But here all what we talked have nothing to do with davar charif. Davar charif will be different. Okay, we're talking about things that normal, like I said, you just cooked omelet, for example, or rice. But when you added onions or spices, the halacha will be a little bit more complex or complicated. I don't know the word exactly. Okay. So till here, we good? We basically finished the Barlat. Now we'll go to Charif. What?
Ken. I feel a little guilty because I need to go. But so how? What's the time schedule usually?
So normally it start. I just changed this because it was very late for me. Normally it's from 7 to 8:30, and it's a Tuesday. And
it's
just
not
because
on Zoom, it's like it's frontal.
Yeah, but for the coming month, almost it will be on Zoom. So
okay.
Okay.
So I'll have to get a quick recap then. But תודה רבה.
בשמחה, באהבה. ביי ביי.
סליחה.
מה סליחה? בשמחה. יאללה.
But I'm leaving early.
Okay. בהצלחה. So now דבר חריף. Okay, so we did the repetition. We got the understanding of that. And now I'm happy I did it. I think it's good for us. If we just will go step on step, we'll lose
our place.
So now, yeah, it's those halachot. I must say that איך אומרים, בא לי לטפוח לעצמי על השכם, איך אומרים את זה, רות? את יודעת מה זה אומר אבל בעברית? טוב, הייתי רוצה להגיד לך משהו אבל לא משנה. מי אמר לך מה? טוב. So I have no idea how to say this phrase in English, but doesn't matter. I basically I wanted to say that I am very happy about myself because those halachot are very complicated, and I thought it will be almost impossible, and I have the feeling that it's complicated, but I think I succeed to try to take out all the, all the side things that are very complicated, and it's just to get the basic understanding of what is that. In Kollel, you can learn those kind of things for a year and a half, 2 years, for a full day after you have Hebrew knowledge of learning. It's considered a hard halachot.
Yeah.
But here is to get. Now, I think we got a lot. We are understanding what we're talking about. What is the basic? It's basically getting the terms of what is Ben Yomo, Nat Barnat, and Tam Lifgam, Tam Keikar. This is all the terms, basically. I mean, you can get more of more than just like 160 and what people know, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, now going to Davar Charif. So we had a thing of Nat Barnat, but Chazal said that if it's I think the correct translation should be sharpener taste. This is the word also that Chazal used. אגב חורפה, בלה, because of nat, זה לא מלשון חריפות, זה מלשון כאילו חד, כמו סכין חדה. When it's sharp.
Like a taste that cuts.
Yeah, something like that. It works in English?
It's like acid, like you feel it.
Yeah. Yeah, sharp works.
Okay, good. This is the really like word by word translation. Because when you say spicy and after that you say lemon is not spicy.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's see the Gemara. The Gemara said like that. Amar Chizkiah Gemara in Chulin Kuf Yud Aleph Amud Bet. 111 second pages. Amar Chizkiah Mishum Abaye. Chizkiah said from the name of Abaye. Hilcheta צנון שחתכו בסכין שחתך בבשר, אסור לאוכלו בכותח. והנמי לצנון, דאגב חורפה בלה. So we said like that. Chizkiah said, if you had, tznon is a rubbish, I think. Let's check in English. Radish. So if you had a radish, and you cut it with a knife that you cut meat before, you're not allowed to eat it with kutach, meaning with dairy. And this is only apply for radish that because of his sharpener taste, it's observe the other thing. This is what the Gemara said. Okay, so we found an interesting thing that even though it's not barnat, the knife got the taste of. We should think that the knife got the taste of the meat, and the radish got the taste of from the knife. It should be okay, but the Gemara said no. So now the Rishonim try to understand the reason and to find, and after that we're trying to find the nafkaminot. The nafkaminot, they translate nafkaminot. Where is it? The practical halachic difference between these two reasons.
Yeah. It's the practical thing, yeah.
Okay. So Rashi said, I will read Rashi. Hilkach. Therefore, דגים שעלו בקערה, מותר לאוכלם בכותח. If we had fish that were replaced on a plate, on a bowl, you're allowed to eat it with dairy. כדאמר, דאין נותן טעם הבא מן הממש, אלא נותן טעם הבא מנותן טעם. דסתם קערה מקנחים אותה משומן הקרוש עליה, משום מיאוס. אבל לסכין פעמים שהשמינית קרוש עליו ואינו ניכר, וכשחותך בצנון אבי נותן טעם הבא מן הממש. So Rashi explained like Rashi said like that. Rashi said, what's the difference between normally noten nat barnat to our case of a radish with a knife? So Rashi said, first of all, I don't know, I'm not living in that time, but Rashi said that when they were using bowls, so when you give a person a bowl between people or between, I don't know, you not wash, but you don't use the word wash. You use the word of like napping it, like, you know, taking. When I'm thinking about that, I'm trying to think about Egypt, and it's giving me understanding of those kind of things, because in our brain is like everything should be washed, everything is clean. So we sometimes don't understand, because we need to understand that we're living in a dirty things to understand that maybe in our case it will be different. Maybe if it's clean, it's different, and so on. So Rashi said, when you have a bowl, so normally you clean it, like taking something, I don't know, and clean it. But with knife, you know, why you should clean your knife? Like, I don't know, this is what he said. He said, like, knife is different. You cut something, okay, what's happened? You just cut something. So you cut something, okay, after that you cut another time, after that you cut another time. Not a bowl somebody eat from it, it's just a knife. I don't know. This is how we understood first option. So we said, look, this why the knife, it's not barnat. It's a direct taste, because you cut meat or fat with the knife. It's got fat in it. Now you cut the radish, so it's really got the fat. It's not barnat, the direct taste. So this I will leave to you. This is the first reason how Rashi explained the difference between normally why we don't say nat barnat in our case of if you cut radish with a knife. Second reason, Rashi said, ועוד דמשום חורפה בלה תפה מדגים הרותחים, ואגב דוחקא דסכינא פלית סכינא ובלה צנון. Rashi explained, another explanation is because of the sharpener of the radish, it's observed more than fish, and agav and because of the pressure of the knife, what is the opposite word of observe?
Releases.
Thank you very much. So because of the pressure of the knife, it releases the taste, and the radish is observed, something like that. So we had two reasons. First reason is knives are less clean normally than bowls, so therefore we don't say nat barnat, because it's not barnat is a direct taste. Second explanation is because of the radish itself. Radish is sharpener, and also the knife is the pressure in it. I don't know, so it's release more, something like that.
Now, sorry, maybe I'm wrong, but wouldn't, like, for Rashi's first option, where like because the knife is not clean, blah, wouldn't that be the case for anything, regardless if it has a sharp flavor? Even lettuce, if you cut it with something that wasn't clean.
True.
Yeah,
Correct. True. And so this is one thing. You're 100% correct. It's basically like one answer to the question that I didn't say it, but I think you got it automatically. It's good. It's perfect. Like I like fast thinking. And definitely now that we just a little bit of people, so we can go fast. And now, can you think about another nafkamina, another practical halachically difference between the two reasons? Another one? Ruth, something? You're smart. Very smart.
very.
It's very simple. I think it's really, really simple. So maybe because of that, I will repeat it again. Like Rashi said, we had Gemara that says that we can do nat barnat if it's not direct taste, so it's okay. After that, the Gemara said if you cut radish with a knife that you cut meat, you're not allowed to eat it with milk. So Rashi had a problem. So Rashi explained, first explanation is normally bowl you wash it or clean it something, and knife they less clean it. So this why when you cut the radish, so it's not barnat, it's a direct taste. Second explanation is because of the sharpener of the taste of the radish and the pressure of the knife release more taste and the radish is swallow it. So now just halachically situation that will be difference between those two explanation.
And halachically what?
נפקא
נפקא מינה למה? תגיד בעברית, אני לא מבינה ככה.
הבנת את שתי הטעמים של רש"י?
1, בגלל הלחץ, 2, בגלל החומציות.
לא.
אז תגיד בעברית.
1, בגלל שאת הקערות מנגבים בדרך כלל, וסכין לא, אלא היא נשארת מלוכלכת, ולכן זה לא נט ברנט, זה טעם ישירות, כי היא מלוכלכת. ופירוש שני, זה שהצנון חריף, והסכין לוחצת, ולכן זה בולע יותר. לעומת קערה, שסך הכל שם את הדג נט ברנט רגיל.
אוקיי, ואז מה השאלה?
ואז מה נפקא מינות בין שתי התירוצים? איזה דוגמה תהיה שאם אנחנו נגיד שהתירוץ הראשון הוא הנכון, אז יהיה לנו הלכה אחרת, לעומת אם נגיד שהתירוץ השני הוא נכון או הפוך. זה מאוד מחכים את המוח, והצורה הלימודית היא תמיד ככה, תמיד לחשוב, להבין איפה זה. אתה בסוף נהיה עורך דין מוכשר.
כן.
אני חושב שזה פשוט נוראי, אני חושב שפשוט זה מרוב שזה פשוט, אבל... So I will say another nafka mina. I think it's so simple. So you just because of that. According to the first explanation of Rashi, the difference is why we don't say nat barnat in a knife, because normally knives are dirty and they don't clean it. So you got a direct taste, okay? And it's not nat barnat. And according to the second explanation of Rashi, it's because the radish is sharp and the knife had a pressure, so it's swallow more or release more. Yeah.
So you mean to say that like the difference is one, he's saying it isn't nat barnat, and then the other one is just because of the radish, it's releasing it, and so the nat barnat isn't concerned because of the radish.
I didn't understand you.
Then explain.
So a very simple option. If you cut meat with the knife, and I don't know why you was a weird person, and you thought that it will be a good idea to wash it.
Wash what?
Your knife. So you washed your knife, you cut meat. Now you want to cut salad, and between those, you just washed your knife. Now you washed your knife, and now you cut radish, and you made salad, and you want to eat it with dairy. So according to the first explanation of Rashi, it should be okay or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Rashi said, what's the difference? Why we don't say not in a case of knife? Because people just don't clean it. Knife normally, you don't clean it before. This was the custom on that time.
זה מה שהתכוונת נפקא מינה, כאילו הדוגמה הזאת שאם נגיד אתה שותה.
נכון, בגלל שזה משנה הלכתית, זה נפקא מינה הלכתית, it's make a difference. If you said that if you solve the Gemara problem with the first explanation of Rashi, if this is how you solve the Gemara problem and you say, look, why nat barnat is okay? And when the Gemara said, when you cut the radish, the Gemara said it's not okay because they didn't wash their knives, not like bowls. So if this is the correct interpretation of how to solve the problem of the Gemara, so if you will wash your knife, so it's okay. You can eat it with dairy. But if you will say, if you will say the second answer of Rashi is the correct one, And the reason is because radish is sharp, have a sharp taste. So doesn't matter if you
If you
wash the
wash or
knife
not.
or not. Okay?
Yeah.
This is what's called nafka mina. Every time you need to think of like if I explain a difference, how it's affect, like it's a little bit more deeper understanding. So perfect. Now I will read you the Shulchan Aruch. Okay? The Shulchan Aruch and the Ramayan, and I think we finish, and we'll go to a continuous of that because it's a little bit deeper. Either next year, or I think I will talk to you about that, and when we finish, I will hear what is your opinion about it. The Shulchan Aruch said like that: צנון או סילקה שחתכם בסכין של בשר בן יומו, או שאינו מקונח, אסור לאוכלם בחלב. Now let's go to the Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch said, radish, or איך אומרים סלק? Beet. Beet?
Yeah.
So radish or beet that was cut with a meat knife, ben yomo, that you used in the same day, or that is not cleaned, אסור לאוכלם בחלב. And the Gra explained that the Shulchan Aruch basically hold the two reasons. The Shulchan Aruch said it's either you use tznon ben yomo, or if you didn't clean it, both options basically hold like the both explanation of Rashi. The Shulchan Aruch said both options are not good. We are holding lechumra, the both way. Like if you cut sharp thing, like sharp tastes, you're not allowed to eat it with dairy. We don't.
לא הבנתי, אבל
we
מה
don't
אמרת?
take
What did you talk about the beet? What?
Yeah, beets.
סלק, סתם. זה הדוגמה שהשולחן ערוך נותן. השולחן ערוך אומר צנון או סלק, זה מה שהוא אומר סך הכל. הוא אומר
Oh,
צנון או סלק.
so for the Shulchan Aruch consider the beet also as a spicy, like as a sharp.
אני לא בטוח. לא בטוח, אבל לא חפרתי על זה מספיק.
Because beets taste like sweet dirt.
I don't think beet is considered sharp, but I'm not sure about it. What I'm sure here is that the Shulchan Aruch took the two way of Rashi lechumra, meaning, according to Rashi, if one option, if you didn't clean your knife, so basically it doesn't matter what you cut with that, it's a direct taste. So you're not allowed to eat this with dairy or vice versa. Or if you cut things that have a sharpener taste, not sharpener, sharp taste. Yeah, and sharpener is the thing you sharpen it, like yeah. Okay, so both options we take in lechumra. Now it's basically it's in the middle, but it's a good place to stop. After that, we have another Gemara and another Gemara, and to see how it works together, and we will go to the Shulchan Aruch and Rav Ovadia and how we doing with if you want to use your meat vessel to, I don't know, to fry onion and to eat it with dairy and so on. We will see. But right now, I want to ask you something. I have a feeling that, except of you, that I am not sure how you feel with that, it's much deeper and hard. And I think this is, I have a feeling that is also a reason of why people didn't enter today. Like, I think it's just harder.
Yeah, it's the complication and also the Zoom. Like it's both things.
Okay. So do you think, so look, I think if this is correct, so maybe to jump to easier subject. But at the other hand, I don't want to, if you want to finish it, I think we need another hour or something like that to finish this, basically another lesson to finish this idea. I think it will be weird to, I think you got it till here.
Yeah.
And I think it will be weird to miss finishing, like basically davar charif, and you basically got the most thing. So if you want, we can do not on Tuesday, just one day, one time. That will be work for us just to learn to finish Davar Charif. And the next year will be not about that. We will jump to easier subjects.
Sure. Yeah,
Good.
that would be great. That would be great, actually.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I would hate to lose out on finishing.
Yeah, I think it's weird that we need like yeah, I think another shiur will be, I think another shiur will be enough for that. And we'll finish like
Like, you mean private class, or to
Private
open
class,
it for
yeah.
all and everybody that will want to continue?
Oh, I don't care. Like, if people want to, but not whenever I don't care. Whenever you will feel. But let's make it like that. I don't want to all. I want people that were in the last shiurim, because it's not something you can start from here.
Yeah, of course.
It's impossible. You need at least hour and a half petition for that. So, or private class, or I don't know, few people. If Yantai want to come, no problem. If I don't know, a few others that you think that are, but basically for us, finishing it, and the next year will be, I think. There is much more things than Ta'aruvot, but they are much more complicated. For example, all the doubt things are here. Most of the sugyot of doubt things are here, but they are very complicated. But this is a subject that we should finish, I think. And Patakum or Bishuleakum or something like that, or both next
Is more
week.
straightforward.
Yeah, Bezrat Hashem. Okay.
Okay.
I really enjoy with you.
Yeah. Thank
In
you.
my view, yeah, for me it was even more. I think it's important to have people because it's Zikuya Rabim and this is my job. But at the end, it was much. I felt now that I covered a lot of things. We learned a lot now.
Yeah,
right?
it's good. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, have a safe travels tomorrow.
Thank you so much.